Today it's True Detective here with a new podcast, and in this podcast we are going to be talking some spiritual topics. Let's start with Ahimsa. That's a Buddhist term. It means non-violence. It means non-harming. And it's probably been never taught to you. Ahimsa means that you don't harm animals and you don't harm human beings. And Buddhism is one of those religions that tells to you that it's better to go alone than to go in bad company. I have been meeting a lot of bad company, but I have also met a lot of good company. The problem, of course, is that the good company and the bad company, they are usually in the same cities, they are in the same locations, they are all mixed up together. The next subject I want to talk to you about is the culture you might be surrounded, and that culture's ideas about freedom of speech and how that's being limited in your culture, and how when you start to say too big of a truths they want to silence you up and tone you down. I'm gonna say that this happens almost probably in every culture, and sometimes it's very sneaky how this is being done to people, how their freedom of speech is taken away from them. But I just want you inside of you right now feel a possibility for using your voice for the freedom of expression and to bring meaning into other people's lives through your own voice. I'm no Hitler and I can't incite people into rage over nothing. I'm just not that kind of a personality. I'm not your glamorous or your charismatic leader that would gain followers just like that. But I know I'm a leader and I have my own visions of how it should be and how it should be done. Giving my own input to that, and the other person being, maybe it could be like this. I'm at the same time a very open person, but online related to technology I'm not open. I don't want anybody to contact me through digital means. It's just not a good idea. The Buddhist practice, it also includes meditation, and in meditation we go deep into our mind and we try to relax all the anxiety and that kind of stuff. And meditation is the best remedy to anxiety. It's the best remedy for anxiety. I repeat, meditation is the best remedy for anxiety. It's like a magic pill. The problem, of course, is that very few people are willing to sit through that. Even though the modern world is so defined by sitting on your ass, almost everybody is sitting on their ass. Me though, I like to be more mobile. I walk all the time. I just love walking. And when I walk, I go into this kind of zone where I think about stuff anew. I think new ways to go around problems in my life. It's kind of like an unconscious problem solving going on all the time when I walk. And just today I was reflecting back to my old writings. The first writings I did, and I was writing this sci-fi book. It was about the human beings leaving planet Earth, a chosen few of them. It was about human beings who left the planet Earth to explore this sand dune type of a planet in outer space. And there was this pyramid. And in the pyramid you could create another planets and another worlds. And I created in that sci-fi story a lot of different planets, and I was living in that universe back then. Back then I had this new pen I bought. It was the Parker 5th generation Ingenuity, and I was going through therapy back then. Each week I went to my therapist and I recounted what I had written in that story. It was so creative, it was so like mind-opening, because I had been so stuck up, so like lacking imagination in my life. It was kind of like I had come to that Hogwarts train station and I was just running through the wall. And there I found a new world inside of me just open in my mind. I don't know if the world was always there, or if I just had discovered that. I have no clue. But when I came to experiment and explore that world inside of my mind, I realized that I'm a really different kind of individual than what I used to be. And just there was this bookshelf in one of the pyramids, and there was a lot of books on that shelf. I was just reading through so many books in those times, and I was living offline. And after I plugged back online, my imagination really never came back so strong as it used to be in those days. It never came back so strong, that imagination. And I can attest to you that I have lived in the pre-internet times. I have lived there. I really lived pre-internet. My mind, it was so different back then. My thoughts, they were really deep. At least it seemed like that. I don't know if I would go back and just review all those notebooks I wrote through. Maybe I would come into the conclusion that I was just kind of growing up, or maybe I was going through something, or maybe that wasn't so deep. But at the same time, maybe it was deeper than whatever I have now right now. So this is my spaceship then, welcome aboard, and I feel that from the youngest days of my young adulthood, I kind of felt that I really do not ever belong in this world anymore. And I just wanted to find a better place for me to belong. And the weird stuff happened when I found that belongingness actually in my imagination. It's there where I belong, and that's what my psychologist tried to kind of point at me, which was very fucking wise from the man. Luke, you belong in the imagination. Many people would have found that belongingness in some religion, maybe in some gang. But for reals, I found that belongingness in my imagination.